question says, how many prime numbers are there between 21 and 36? Now the word between is underlined because this means we will not be including 21 and 36 themselves, but we'll just be considering from 22 up to 35. So we're going to start with the number 23. Why? Because in the previous video we already covered that 2 is the only even number that is a prime number. So we'll start with 23. And being a prime number means it only has two factors, 1 and itself. So the factors of 23 are 1 and 23. So that means 23 is a prime number. So the next number is 24, and that's an even number, so we won't even consider that. Next we're going to try 25. So the factors of 25 are 1, 5, and 25. So we know already that this is not a prime number as it has more than two factors. We skip 26 and we move to 27. The factors of 27 are 1, 3, 9, and 27. That means 27 is not a prime number. Next is 28. Wait, no, we'll skip 28. 28 is an even number. Let's move on to 29. The factors of 29 are 1 and 29. So we know already that 29 is another prime number between 21 to 36. And then we're going to skip 30 and we're going to move on to 31. So we have 31. The factors of 31 are 1 and 31. So 31 is added to the line of prime numbers. Next we have 32, which is an even number, so we skip. And 33, where we have 1, 3, 11, and 33. So that is a composite number. Next is 34, and we skip that. And finally 35, with its factors being 1, 5, 7, and 35. So that means the prime numbers between 21 to 36 are 23, 29, and 31. My recommendation to you is that you have a little list with all the prime numbers from 1 to 100. There's really not an easier way to go about this, but doing all of this is time consuming, especially in like a test or exam. So it'd be in your best interest that you know, or at least familiarize yourself with all the prime numbers from 1 all the way up to 100, and that'll make it easier to just answer this question like really quickly. This should be like a 1 to 15 seconds, 20 seconds kind of question. So now we're going to move on to the next question, which says, what is the cost of a bag that was purchased for $600 and made a loss of $150? Okay, so this next question is, what is the cost of a bag that was purchased for $600 and made a loss of $150? So first things you need to know with this question is that the words cost price and the word selling price. So the cost price is the amount the bag actually costs. Okay, that's a bag, you shouldn't use the same word, but basically the amount the bag is actually worth in the store, and that's the price they were going to sell the bag for, while the selling price is the price the customer bought the bag for. So it says right here, what is the cost of a bag that was purchased for $600 and made a loss of $150? So let's look real quick again at the definition of cost price and selling price. Alright, so the selling price is how much the customer bought the item for. So we will have the selling price being $600, because if it was purchased for $600, that means the selling price the customer bought it for was $600. And then, so what we're trying to find then is the cost price. So we're trying to find the cost price. What is our cost price? Let us see. And it says it made a loss of $150. Wow. So it made a loss of $150. So to find the cost price, what we're going to have to do is this, and then I'll explain it. So the cost price would actually be equal to the selling price plus the loss. And let me explain real quick now. It says it made a loss. That means it lost this amount of the money. They made a bad decision somewhere, or it was a discount, but it was sold for less than the price the store had it for. So the store made a loss. They lost money, literally lost as in your L-O-S-T. So the store lost money when they sold this bag. So that means if you take that money they lost and add it to the price it was sold for, that will give you the original cost, or cost price, how much the bag was actually supposed to be sold for. So our cost price would be the 600 plus the 150. You don't have to rewrite the number signs, which leaves you with $750. And this right here is our cost price. So as I said, look in the question. The first thing you should always do is point out the key words. So it's asking you what is the cost of the bag. You need to know what you need to find. And then it also gives you how much it was purchased for, and it gave you the loss that was made. These are the important things that help you to solve the question. If you replace this word with no profit, so let's say they said they made a profit of $150, then the cost price would be the selling price, because this means they sold the bag for more than it's worth, so they did some good and they got more money. So the selling price would actually be, the cost price would actually be selling price minus the profit. So they sold the bag for more, so they made more money, as in a profit. So it would be the 600 minus 150, and this would give you 450. So you'd say the cost price of that was 450, but this is just us going off the track. So this is our answer. So our cost price is $750. So once more, I'm going to show you the definition of cost price, selling price, profit and loss. Note them down. We're going to have a full lesson on them coming up soon. See when we can get that done. See when we can do a full lesson on all of these different topics. I hope you guys got to see this clearly. I'm trying to make this work as best as possible with shooting these videos. So okay, so this is this question. So our selling price was the price the customer bought the item for was $600. The loss made was $150. So to find the cost price of the item, add the loss back to the selling price, and that will give you the original cost. So this is the cost price. They should have sold that bag for $750, but they sold it for $600. Thus they made a loss of $150. Okay, so this is this question. Now we're going to move right along. Okay, so this one says, Tom and Jim each got a share of the 20 apples. Tom, the oldest, got 3 more apples than Jim. How many apples did Jim get? Once again, let's just outline the important words. So 20 and 3 more. And also it's asking how many Jim got. So excuse that. So we have 20 apples, right? And we're going to share it between Tom and Jim. So the first thing you're going to do is divide it in half. So you're going to have Tom, and you're going to have Jim. All of this is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. So we're going to divide it in half and give both of them 10. Now it says Tom got 3 more. So if Tom got 3 more, that's going to take 3 from this, and that's going to leave Jim with 7, and add the 3 to Tom, and he will have 13 and Jim will have 7. What? But it says he has 3 more. That doesn't make any sense. Yes, it doesn't make any sense. With this question, and I've seen it before, my little brother himself did it, you can mess up if you don't do it in the correct order. So now the first thing you do isn't to split it in half and then take 3 from one and add it to the other. It will give you the completely wrong answer. Instead, you do it in the opposite direction. So to find the answer for this, you would have to first take 3 from the 20, so minus 3, which would leave you with 17. Then you split this in half. So you're going to split the 17 in half. This is complicated. So this would be 8.5. So one gets 8.5 apples and the other also gets 8.5 apples. Then you come back with the 3 that you took from before to give you the 17 and add it to the person's share who should have the more makes no sense. The one who should have most. So this is Tom's share. So you have 8.5 plus 3. That would give you 11.5 apples, while Jim still has 8.5 apples. And you add these together and you get back the 20 apples. Because let's just add this real quick to make sure. You should always check your answers in case you're doing foolishness. So add the 2 halves, that will give you 1. Then add it to the 8, that gives you 9. And then 9 plus the 11 gives you back to 20. So anyway, so this is Tom, who should have 3 more, and this is Jim's. And you can also check that this is 3 more. Let's see. So he has more. So they ask you how many did Jim get. So when you're writing your answer for your teacher, you'd say Jim got 8.5 apples. You have to be sure to specify because they specifically asked you which brother got how much. So this is this question right here, and this is how you go about it. So the first thing you do is take away the extra amount that they said, then you split it in half. If you do it this way, you will get the wrong answer. And that's the video, guys. So please, if you found this video helpful anyway, please like the video, share the video. If you have any classmates who you're learning the same thing as them, share the video in your little class groups. Comment, ask any questions you may need, what else you want to be touched in the next video, what kind of questions you want me to tackle, the topic, anything from math, English, social studies. The comment section is open. Remember the Google Classroom, the quizzes. Can send it to the email, follow the Instagram, like everything, guys. Or watch the new channel trailer that I put out, and you can just find everything there. So that was the video. Remember to please like the video, share the video. It's very important. Help me to grow this little channel so I can put more videos on here to help you guys. We have a non-schoolwork video coming up. It's going to be an interview answering some questions PEP students have, so look forward to that. And that's the video. Bye, guys.